everyday spices. So I'm here to show you how you can cook some really beautiful, delicious and really nutritious dishes, cooking just the 7 everyday spices that I have used for over 40 years as well. So I've used these, and then the odd times I do use some other extra ones because there are so many spices out there. But for everyday dishes, these 7 are really great, really fine, and I'm going to show you a really simple dish today. It is my favorite. It is my favorite potato curry, and or Bombay potatoes. And yeah, I have just here, you don't have to have them cooked, but I have pre-cooked them today. So before I begin, let me just quickly show you the spices that I use for cooking. And each of these spices, I will be using them in this dish. So that's why I thought it would be a great one to start with today. So here we have got mustard seeds. So mustard seeds are really good. They have a beautiful aroma to them. They are added to hot oil, but not really hot oil. You want your oil to be kind of like coming up to a high temperature, but not a smoky high temperature. So be careful of that, because it's also really important that you don't burn your spices. So mustard seeds, when they touch or get in contact with heat, they will then start to pop and they release their aroma and their oils. And then here I have got cumin seeds. So I use whole cumin seeds at the beginning of cooking, and then in the middle of cooking, when I add my spices, other ground spices, I have got here, oops, not that one, quite similar in colour, ground cumin as well, but not that much, but just to show you. So I've got ground cumin, and then I have got here beautiful fragrant ground coriander. So this gives a really lovely earthy, citrusy, well, earthy flavour comes from the cumin, and the citrusy flavour comes from the ground coriander. So these ground, the seeds are what we get fresh coriander from as well. I also have here turmeric. So turmeric for colour, for its health benefits as well. So really lovely and vibrant. And then I've got chili powder here. Got lots of different forms of chili powders as well. So this one's quite a really quite high chili powder, so I wouldn't be using that much of it as well. So you've got to be careful. You also have like Kashmiri chili powder, which is not as strong. And then in the middle here is a blend of spices that is called garam masala. I count these as my 7 everyday spices, and I understand that this is a blend, but it's kind of like used as one. And in here are warming spices, whole spices like cinnamon, cardamom. I've got dried ginger in here, ground dried ginger, cardamom, cloves, and peppercorns. So it's the peppercorns and the cloves that give it its heat. So yeah, thank you for joining me here today and using these 7 spices. In the next 5 minutes or so, I'm going to show you my favorite potato curry. You can do this with the potatoes not cooked, but I've cooked the potatoes, pre-cooked the potatoes. The way I pre-cook potatoes is I chop them up and put them into cold water, let them come to the boil, and then I've drained them, and they're just kind of like ready with the skin on as well. So always adding extra little bit of nutrition to it as well. I've just got some, let's wipe that water out, clean that up. All right, there you go. So I use olive oil for cooking. I love using olive oil for cooking. Sometimes I use butter, sometimes I use ghee, but olive oil is my preferred choice of oil. So I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Okay. So again, I'm not going to get the oil to get, I'm allowing the oil to heat up, but not to get so hot that I'm going to burn the spices. So it's very important to remember that. What inspired you to make this dish? Oh, well, I haven't done a live here in a long time, and I want to be coming here to show you how you can make beautiful Indian dishes using 7 spices. So the reason why I have used the Bombay potatoes to show you, is it because it uses all these 7 spices, so I can show you. So mustard seeds are going in first, and they're going to gradually start heating up with the oil. And what mustard seeds do is, you can see there, they're heated up, the oil is hot, and they gradually, can you hear them? They start to pop. But I tell you what, I'll just show you. I've got a lid here, and you see, you can kind of like hear them popping away there as well. So if you do have questions, please do ask me any questions. I'll do my best I can to answer them. Okay, as the mustard seeds are popping, I'm now going to add the next whole spice, which is cumin seeds, which give a really lovely earthy flavour as well. So they go in, and when they go in, can you hear that? They're sizzling. And it's lovely, because even though I can smell that lovely aroma of the olive oil, this olive oil is quite a nice peppery olive oil, which I feel goes really nice with the, which will go really nice with the spices as well. So I just swirl them around. Not poppy seeds, mustard seeds are popping, and the cumin seeds are sizzling nicely. Now is the time to add. So you can do this with uncooked potatoes. I've just parboiled them. I'm going to add them to the pan. And just going to mix them around. You've got to be careful as well, if you're cooking the potatoes beforehand, make sure also not to have them overcooked, otherwise they'll start getting mushy, because you want to get all those flavours into the oil. So currently I'm getting the mustard and the cumin seeds in there. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to get the rest of these spices into there. You can also, if you want to add fresh garlic and ginger to this, and if I was, sometimes I do, if I was, I would be adding about a teaspoon of garlic and a teaspoon of ginger grated. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my dried spices. So I showed you ground coriander from coriander seeds, so they get sprinkled along. So this one's giving you the flavour, so here I can add a little bit extra to that. Now the next one, even though I have used cumin seeds, I'm just going to add a little bit of cumin seeds for another extra. All of this is all about layers of flavours being added to the potatoes. Next I'm going in with my turmeric. That's about half a teaspoon of turmeric. Mix that in. Now I know that this chili powder is quite a spicy one, so I'm not going to go in as much. The heat level on this is quite high, so about a teaspoon. Okay, now to bring out all the lovely flavours of those spices, I use sea salt, so I'm going to add a teaspoon of sea salt to that. Okay, let me mix all that up. Now the temperature is low, and just mix all those spices into the potatoes. If I was doing this with raw potatoes, what I'd do now is add a couple of tablespoons of water, pop the lid on, and then allow it to cook. But I think these are fine now. So they're just going to, I'm going to pop the lid on and let them cook, fuse together. Actually, I will actually. I'm going to add a tablespoon of water to this. Yeah, and so what will happen here with the water, it will just allow the potatoes to gently steam, and then towards the end I'll take the lid off, and then potatoes can go a little bit crispy then as well. So make sure at this stage the potatoes have got all the spices around them. And there you go. So that's that done. And I'm going to add a tablespoon, I kind of know a little bit of a tablespoon, just a touch. Let's pop the lid on. Okay, so I'll just tell you what I've done so far. If you've just come on, I'm here to show you how I'm using the 7 spices to create a really simple potato dish. I've got cooked potatoes here, and so first of all I heated the oil. Excuse me. and I allowed the mustard seeds to pop and the cumin seeds to sizzle. I then added my potatoes, mixed them up with the oil, and I used olive oil as well. I mixed them up with the mustard seeds and cumin seeds. Most important thing is make sure your oil isn't so hot that you burn your spices. Then I went in with the ground coriander, gives flavour. Not so much cumin. Cumin is stronger, but I've already added some cumin seeds, so this is ground cumin, so you add much less. And then here I have got turmeric. I added turmeric, chilli powder. If you're looking for a mild chilli powder, you get Kashmiri chilli powder. Excuse me. And that still gives you the flavour of the chilli, but it gives you a milder chilli flavour. So let's just give the spices a quick mix through. They're looking good. I have used cooked potatoes, pre-cooked potatoes. Now, these potatoes are really great. You can have them just like this as a side, or you can add other ingredients to them as well, like I'm going to today as well. So I've got a couple of handfuls of, also peas would be really lovely. If you wanted to make this saucy with a bit of a sauce, you could add like tin tomatoes or masala puree. I've actually got fresh tomato here, so I'm going to add that in towards the end, and so that can really soften up nicely, because I'm actually keeping it as a dry dish. So you could really make this dish your own, get creative with it. Like I said, I'm going to add tomatoes and spinach, peas to it, kale, and also use this method that I've done with sweet potatoes as well, and that would be really good too, really nice as well. The sweet potato would work really nicely with all the spices as well. So chopping up my tomatoes, and then there's one last spice I'm still to add, and that is the garam masala as well. So let's give this a mix through. Let's turn that up slightly. There we go. So it's looking good. Okay, now I'm going to add, I just have one tomato, so let me add the tomatoes. You don't have to add this. I'm just showing you that you can add other ingredients to this. Mix that in. Like so. There you go. I'm just going to let that cook and get quite nice and jammy now. I can leave the lid off and let them get a little bit crispy as well. Okay, let's just turn that up slightly. So very important when you are cooking with spices is that most important thing is we don't want the spices to burn. I have here a couple of handfuls of baked spinach. I'm just going to cut that finely. I'll add that in. Shred that up. Kale would be great here at this point as well, and I've used baby spinach, but you could use normal spinach. In fact, even if you didn't have any fresh spinach, you could use frozen spinach if you wanted to add spinach as well. Okay, right. Potatoes are cooked nicely, and the tomatoes have softened just nice as well. I mean, I could also add in some tomato paste. I just wanted to show you this. Okay. But thanks for coming today. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer your questions. There you go. Let that cook. I will just quickly go through the spices that I've used today. So you've got mustard seeds, cumin seeds, ground coriander and ground cumin, chili powder. They've got lots of different types of chili powder. You can, if you want a milder chili powder, get Kashmiri chili powder. And I've got turmeric here. In the middle here, I have got garam masala, and that's the final one, which I'm going to add now. So with Indian cooking as well, it's not just about the heat, it's really about the flavors as well. And more so, it's about layer upon layer upon layer upon different flavors. I started off by heating the oil and bringing the first flavor from the mustard seeds, and then the cumin seeds, they popped and then they sizzled, and I added my potatoes, so potatoes started getting that flavor. Then I went in with my ground spices, ground coriander, ground cumin, turmeric and chilli powder, let everything cook through. Now I'm going to add spinach, so that won't take so long to cook. And then yes, also added salt as well, don't forget the salt. Looking good. So that's going to wilt through now anyway. And then I'm going to add now my final spice at the end, and that will just go, give that extra little depth of flavour, a little bit of garam masala. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching this video. It was a really simple one. I came here just to show you how I cook with 7 everyday spices. I'll be back here again next week. If you would like to continue, and if you'd like to learn more from me, come and join my free community over on school. The link is in the bio, or I'll link it to the video. And it's where I go more further into the 7 spices, and I've got 7 free recipes there too. One is this one. I've got a 1-pot dal. I've got an easy naan recipe there too, as well as the masala based sauce. And I also have there on the school platform, if you want to buy yourself a little handbook, there's a little handbook there as well with some easy recipes as well. So yeah, thanks again for joining me today. I'm Varsha, and I'm here to teach you Indian cooking, and I'll see you again next week. And here is my simple, started off with a simple potato curry with pre-cooked potatoes, and I've just shown you how with these 7 everyday spices created a potato dish like this. And this dish can be changed up as well. You could do it with sweet potato, you could also do it with half and half as well, add some peas to it, and yeah. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.